Hi, I'm Cheryl. You might know me as Cerise. I made this cover of All the Things She Said by Tattoo. It's one of my favorite songs right now and has been one of my favorite songs for a while now. So I don't know why I said right now, but it has been one of my favorite songs. And I was always curious on like how they produced the song, how they made it such an intense LGBT banger. So I tried to not so much cover it as much as remake it. I was trying to like recreate a lot of the production parts of the song and like be kind of precise. I did take some liberties. I did change the sound of certain synths, like the synthesizer solo after the second chorus. I did change it, and I did also change the guitar part that goes with it because I don't know, I wanted to like be spicy about it or whatever. But I did learn a lot through recreating that production, especially about layering and about melodies. There's just a lot to unpack in that song that I feel like not a lot of people notice. I certainly didn't notice. But for one thing, I really wanted to get the opening section just to sound exactly the same. So I spent a lot of time finding the right presets for the synthesizers and tweaking those presets to like get it exactly how I wanted it to sound. And then I stacked a bunch of them on top of each other. So the first preset was an alchemy preset. It's called Glitter Noise. It's set on Sine Pix, which is a very weird name for a synthesizer, but it sounds a little bit like this. So there's like this little bit of a fly sounding synth with some bells on top of it. And then I added a phaser, which makes it sound like this, which is just so good. And then I added this, still alchemy preset, still a glitter noise thing. Only instead of being set on sine pix, it's set on flutterverbs, which is an even weirder name. But then I added some tremolo and some filter to get it to sound like a little wavy, and the filter is kind of just to get this build up that you get in the original, so it builds up and you get to the chorus and it's like the full thing. Then I added this one, and then I added this, which is the 80s polysynth with some Valhalla Supermassive set on Space Verb 9099 with those settings. I think it's like the preset actually. And then I added this that same filter, which I set up so that it would create that build up like such. Then we have this last layer, at least for the intro, which is still good old glitter noise, but it's set on smooth pad, which does exactly that. It gives you a very smooth pad, which gives a lot of texture. But then what I did is I added a bunch of tremolo, which gives this very wavy sound, like I said, but also gives it a lot of rhythm. So it just sounds like this. It's very wavy. You know, it's very wavy. And then I added this imager right here to make it wider. I mean, even wider. And that's about it for the intro. You have the iconic drum fill. And there's a lot of things to unpack in this chorus, because, you know, there's the vocals. The vocals are just essentially a bunch of really high-pitched vocals tuned so that they don't even sound human anymore. And then stacked on top of each other, they sound a lot more natural, but also a lot more phasey. It's kind of like just adding a phaser without adding a phaser. I think it sounds really, really nice, and I'm pretty sure that's what they did in the original. But then you have, okay, those synths are the exact same as in the intro. They just don't have the filter effect. And you have this little slow rhythmic thing. These are the notes that I played. Then we have the guitars. There are two guitars. What I like to do is I like to have one that goes in this space right here on the right, but like not far right. It's not just in one ear. It's in both ears, but it's mostly in the right ear. And then I have another amp with a slightly different guitar, placed on the left side. So on their own, they sound like this. This guitar part, I took from a tutorial that you can find on YouTube. I'll link it in the description. It's a guitar tutorial, and it's not played the exact same. It's not the exact same notes or the exact same rhythm. And I did a little bit, you know, my way. It's based on that tutorial. And, I had this little thingy right here. Both things together, they sound like this. Which is just so nice. It's so nice. And there's the drums. I don't know how to play drums. I don't have a drum set. I don't have a drummer. So what I did is I used the East Bass setting for MIDI drums. I EQ'd them like such, compressed them like such, mixed them like such. I always have these settings on. The only thing that slightly changes between songs is how much reverb I put on it. So I put just a tiny little bit on this one. It's not too much, it's not too little. It's just enough so that, you know, it gets the vibe across. And then there's those snares that go in the background. Then there's this white noise sample that I got from Cymatics, which I mixed like such. And it sounds like this. And it gives a little bit more of an impact to the start of the chorus. And that's about it for the chorus. It's pretty simple. Then it gets kind of crazy when you start talking about the bass. I don't know if you've noticed the bass in this song. The rhythm and pattern and notes change every 4 bars, which is insane. It is insane for a bass to have this much variety within a song. Usually you have like 3 different patterns, and that's about it. In the chorus, it sounds like this. I used the flanged, I don't know. Whatever this bass is. I added a sub bass like this, pretty chill. Mixed it like this, and I have this compression on. Pretty basic, gets the job done, and it sounds very oddly similar to the original. Who knows why? Maybe because I was actually trying to make it sound like the original. But then, right after the chorus ends, you have the post-chorus, and you have a practical bass. That is something that is present in the original. That's not like me tweaking things. Have a practical bass. It brings so much variety to the song, and it's not something that people do anymore. And I feel like it's pretty cool to just look back on how they made this song and just hear this. And you get into the verse, and you have this still flange bass. I removed the highs. I removed all of the highs, so now it's like actually just and you know, this chorus is pretty much like the first one, but it ends. You have this little break here. It goes into the fill, and that's where I started kind of just not caring anymore, because if you hear this, those are the same notes. It's not the same synth. I didn't really care anymore about making it sound like identical. I still added this little thing here, which I'm pretty sure is in the background of the original. And then you have this little rhythmic thing that adds a little bit of grooviness to the drums. And what's also very different, both from the original and from the rest of the song, is the guitar part. You have this one, which is very Linkin Park-esque, which I'm pretty sure is at least close to what happens normally. But then you have this one, which is also very Linkin Park-esque, but it's something that was added in that tutorial that I mentioned earlier, which is just so spicy. It's just so strong. And this post-chorus leads into this acoustic guitar. This is a good time to mention the acoustic guitar, because I suck at playing guitar, and arpeggio is like it's my nemesis. I'm really bad at arpeggio, so I did it with a MIDI guitar. The original is already like pretty full of weird effects that they added on top, so I didn't really feel like it would just completely break the song if I played it on a MIDI keyboard. So it just sounds like this now. Here in the post-chorus, it sounds like this in the first one, and you have the second verse, which is just, oh my god, this took me so long to get like right. And then you have again an actual practical electric bass, and then you have a little bit of a filtered drum set, which is just, it's not a filter, it's actually just a phaser just pushed into like infinity alongside this little thing, which makes it sound more groovy. Then you have this chorus, which is pretty much the same. The only thing that changes is that this chorus has an added section of this just wall of all the things she said, sang in very different ways. I tried really hard to make it sound as close as possible to what it normally sounds like. Then you have this little bridge here, which was so hard to sing. The notes are really, really high, and there's a lot of consonants, and it doesn't help when you're singing in falsetto a section that has a lot of consonants. This is still a section that I kind of gave up on making it sound like identical to the original. It sounds just, close enough. So I had this synth, Autumn Haze, with a little bit of a tremolo, again, to get the wavy effect, a little bit of reverb, and it sounds like this. And there's a pad underneath that just plays one note, technically two, to just add a little bit of texture. And then it goes back into the chorus, and you have just a little bit of all the things she said samples with a lot of echo set up like this to have a little bit of an echoey outro. That's basically it. That's the entire production, and I hope that this was insightful. It's the first time I do like a production breakdown. I don't really know how I'm supposed to do them, but I hope that this was at least as insightful for you as it was for me on like early 2000s pop music production. And a lot of people are gonna argue, this is some pop, this is like whatever. But yes, that is about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if this was useful to you. I'll probably do a lot more of these if I can get past my self-esteem issues. But yes, see you guys in the next one. Bye.